The Senate has passed Bill C-45, legalizing marijuana in Canada. The bill passed by 52 to 29 tonight with 2 abstentions. And cannabis will now be fully legalized within the next 8 to 12 weeks, following the Governor General getting royal assent for the law. The Liberal government had originally planned to have retail sales of weed begin on July 1st, but that has been pushed back by a number of hurdles, including the House and Senate debating that bill for months. Some big and breaking news tonight this hour. Bill C-45 has passed its final vote tonight. So what does that mean? Well, that bill will legalize marijuana in this country. For more on that, I want to bring in Catherine Cullen. She's in Ottawa. Catherine, tell us about this final vote in the Senate.
Well, it wasn't particularly close. There are 52 to 29 in favor of passing the Cannabis Act, the piece of legislation that will legalize recreational marijuana in Canada. After the vote, the senators came streaming out of the red chamber. There were some hugs and some pats on the back. The senator who sponsored the bill, Tony Dean, did say that this was a historic moment for Canada. Canada will, of course, when this legislation takes effect, when it comes into force, become the first industrialized nation to legalize cannabis. So it is a pretty significant shift when you look at it that way. But that doesn't mean that there are no concerns. Certainly, we heard from some conservatives, many of them voted against this piece of legislation, that they're worried about whether this will normalize marijuana use for young Canadians. Now, the government has argued that it's already too normalized, and in fact, it is too easy for young Canadians to access marijuana. That's why they're legalizing. They say that they also hope to deprive organized crime of profits.
So now we say that this bill, Catherine, it will legalize marijuana, but it hasn't done so yet. This is the bill has passed, but there's still a process that's going to take place. Tell us about that.
That's right. People should not be running out into the streets to light up right now. That is definitely not the way that this works. It is up to the government to choose the date which to hit the button, essentially, on legalization, and that is still months away. We don't know precisely when it's going to be. The way this particular piece of legislation works, normally when it gets royal assent, so when the Governor General signs off on a particular piece of legislation, it takes effect right away. In this case, the government is going to decide what the date is. They say that might be 8 to 12 weeks from now. They need to give the provinces time, they say, to get ready to actually fill those storefronts with legal recreational marijuana, to get all the training done, public education campaigns and whatnot. So we're looking at somewhere in August or September, but as for precisely when, we're going to have to wait and see.
And Catherine, you're right, of course. They shouldn't run out into the streets and light up, as you say, but I've been covering this issue from Vancouver for a long time, and I think we're still going to
send it anyway.
We're going to send some cameras out just to see if there's any reaction to what is some pretty big news for advocates. Catherine Cullen in Ottawa, thank you so much.
You're welcome.